What's up, guys? Your man AA Fix coming at you with another video. It's been a minute, but back with another one. So what we have is a Mazda CX-5 2015, I believe. We're going to do the install of StartX remote start kit. This is pretty much plug and play, so it should work out well. As long as everything goes good. First thing we have to do is, before we get started, you always want to disconnect the battery. It's recommended. But we'll go through the box and the contents real quick. What we have in the box first is, this looks like the unit. So here's the content of the box. See the unit, it's wrapped in this little protective cover. You have a pry tool to pop out the bezel surrounding the steering wheel column. You have a warning sticker for under the hood, so everyone who works on your car knows that there's a remote start. You have this this remote start little short manual, and here's your wiring harness. I'll take this out and show you guys the full wiring harness. And also in the box there's this. So what's included in the with the harness? You have the harness itself, then you have the there's a hood pin and the wiring for that, and then it comes with zip ties. So this is what you have as far as the wiring harness itself. And then you have this is the whole harness. This end of the harness, trying to get these pins in the picture for you guys. Best as I can. And then coming along this tag here, following that, there's this black box, and coming along a little more, you have these. This harness has this one, and then this harness has this one. And these are basically those two connections that you pull from behind the steering column. And then you're going to connect these into the, where you pull the other ones out, and then these will go into the box. So that's your full harness right there, guys. So we'll get started. First thing, taking the battery apart. First thing we'll do is we'll get the negative cable taken off, and you want to be careful, guys, if you don't want any of the positive things to touch the negative. So it's best to take the negative off and not the positive, because the negative is grounded to the whole car, so most of the metal you touch on the car is going to be negative. And this way, if you have a metal wrench like I do without any plastic or any kind of non-conductive coating on it, it won't touch the opposite polarity and short out anything. So we'll start first with removing this. Got it loose, but it's on there good, so I'm going to use both hands. And I'm going to take that off and make sure we secure that in a spot where it won't accidentally move back up or touch the negative battery post. So Next thing, guys, is here's the steering wheel. We're gonna go under the steering wheel, and you'll see there's one here, one there. There's two Phillips screws. Let me see if I can get. There's a screw there. Try not to block the light. But we have two screws, and we're going to take our screwdriver, unscrew those. Anytime you take screws out, guys, you want to make sure that they are the same size. And there's that one. The first one is there. There's our second one, and they are both the same size, so you don't have to worry much about that. Next, what we want to do is we're going to pull this our steering wheel lever down. Make sure our steering wheel is all the way up. Actually, we're going to let it all the way down first so that we can get access. What we need to do is separate this housing on the steering wheel. So we're going to use our pry tool on both sides to pry this down. Here's our pry tool, and we could use other things such as screwdrivers, anything like that, but what we want to do is avoid marring the surface. So we're just going to use what was supplied, something plastic that won't damage the plastic housing. So I'm just going to get it in between there, and we're just going to work it. And we got this side loose, and we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Once we've got it separated, we're just going to move this one out of the way. My light's falling, 1 second. Now on this model, you have this protective cover in the back. It's attached, if you can see it, it's attached to the top cover. So all we really need to do is just move that out the way. The one we really want to get to is the bottom. So for the bottom, we're going to first pull down on it. Pull it from the sides to get it to loosen. And when it's loose, you're going to pull it forward towards you. Because if you see this hook, most people show it, but they don't show you it well enough. But, let's see. You can see, I'll show you from the front. You can see it, it's a hook. And that hook hooks into the column up here. So it hooks in. So if you pull straight down, you'll break this. If you pull straight down, you'll break this. So you have to pull it towards you as though you're sitting in the driver's seat. Now, once you have this off, you don't want to touch these here. You want to go further back here where your steering wheel stilt lever, release lever is, and there are two tabs One's connected right here. You can see this white one here. And then there are other ones on this right side. Those are the two you want to disconnect. So you're going to take those loose, pressing in the tabs, and then pulling them. And this has a tilt steering and telescopic steering, so had to lock it back in place. But you're going to pull these tabs, and then you're going to pull these two out. These are your connections. And once you have them released, they should look like this. And then here are those instructions. And you can pause to check this all out. On the right side over there, that is the program instructions once you have this all installed. And then the instructions are on the back. Just remember, guys, these remote starts for this car is based off of whether you want to press the button 3 times, the lock button 3 times to do your remote start, or if you want to press the lock, unlock, lock to remote start your vehicle. That's a personal preference. If you want your car to be heard being with the alarm chirping 2 times before remote starts, then you get the other one. If you don't want it to be heard while it's starting, then you can get the one that I have, which is the lock, unlock, lock, to where it will not chirp your factory horn alarm. So now we're going to take these ends and we're going to attach those to the two that we just pulled out, to the 2 white tabs we just pulled out. Now that we have those attached, you want to make sure they snap into place. And then we have the 2 leads that come from those, and then we're going to reattach those back into the spot where we took out from the steering wheel up here. So these are going to go back behind the steering wheel again, like so. And while doing this, guys, I recommend you put the one on your right hand side in first, because it's the furthest away and it'll be the most difficult. As you're putting these in, it's these wires that this bundle that you have, the wiring harness, is kind of thick, so it's more difficult to maneuver these wires to get this in here. So it's like a little bit of a struggle because the wires are so tightly wound together. But just play with it a little bit. If you got to get upside down under the car to get it in place, you'll get it. Just remember that the tabs are on the bottom when you're connecting your back, the unlock tabs. And once you have that done, you have those connected, you have that connected in there, and then you're going to take this, feed it through this hole. You're going to feed that through there, and you're going to want to get it out from through there, through the back, and out down here. Now, this is a pretty small unit, and what I've seen is, guys take this panel off right here on the side, and I've seen them squeeze theirs in between here, but to me that's not very efficient because it's very tight of a squeeze, even though this is a small receiver. So I'm going to mount mine using zip ties, mount it up in this area somewhere, and use zip ties to hold it tight into place It's just a remote start. It's not like it's a factory alarm, so we're not going to worry about it being just right there. But so what we're going to do next is we're going to make all of our connections to the system. So now we have made all of our connections to the box. There's three cores: the black one and white one in the middle and the small one on the end. So now at this point everything is connected. So what we want to do at this point is we're going to go and then reconnect our battery, and then we're going to start the learning procedure. Now, our instructions say to first connect all remote start connectors to the module. Wait for the LED on the module to turn solid red. And since we've connected our battery, our module is solid red. The next thing says to press the vehicle push start button twice without pressing the brake, and the LED on the module should start to flash green. So going to push start button is up here, and we'll see if we can get both of them in the shot. Push start, it's in the shot, and our red is in the shot. So we're gonna go 1, 2. There you see the green flashing. For about 15 seconds, the LED on the module should turn green for 3 seconds and then shut off. Now it's solid green and it's off. LED module should turn green for 3 seconds and go out. Then you press the vehicle's push start button once to turn the vehicle off. And we're going to do that. Now the vehicle is off. Everything is shutting down. And then it says your module is successfully programmed. So now what we're going to do, shut the door. This one is lock, unlock, lock, and then we're just going to wait. And we have success. We got our remote start. And we lock, unlock, lock to shut it off. And since this one has the smart key system, we're not as worried about like the theft of somebody getting in the car, because it's got the smart key system. It won't unlock the doors without the proximity key being present. And then all we're going to do is, now all we need to do is just tidy up, put our box, mount our box in, and we're all good. And guys, that's it. This was pretty much the most straightforward remote start install that I've ever done. I've done many of these, and this is pretty straightforward. This is pretty simple. If you can find your way around a few panels and understand a couple things about the car, you can watch a couple videos, guys, and this can be done really easily if you're willing to take on the risk. It's not me telling you to, but if you want to do it at your own risk. But it was pretty easy. But yeah, this is the Start X remote start kit. This one is for the Mazda. There's ones for different vehicles, but this is for Mazda. This is CX-5, guys. But this is your man A8 signing out. Please, the link for this is in the description. Use my link to purchase, and hit the subscribe button, guys. Make sure you watch this video all the way through to get all of the information properly, and check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you on the next one. It's your man A8.